Prayer circle, let us come and pray together. Shalom, beloved, shalom. Thank you for joining in today. Outside taking a walk. Today the focus is the 7th prayer watch. It's the 7th watch. And it begins at noontime, which is a time of intense prayer, and it extends until 3 p.m. Of course, the different prayer guides, they vary depending upon which one you look at. So anyway, just want to talk about the 7th prayer watch right now, since we're kind of like close to it, even though it's close to the end. Still want to emphasize it, even though it's just about that time for the 8th watch. So we can take note of it for the other times. Thank you for joining in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, connect. The email is the Kingdom of Elohim Prayer Circle at gmail.com. Also on YouTube. Please connect and subscribe. Definitely the prayer circle is much needed right now. So I am going to ask if anyone has any prayer petitions or any comments, and then we're going to get right into the 7th watch and talk about it. The 7th watch. Watch and pray. Watchers on the wall. All of us are to be watchers on the wall, and this is not a religious activity, so to speak. This is more of kingdom. As we know, even the animals and the angels have a time that they actually go into prayer, and of course we don't think of them most of the time as being covenant keepers, but they are. They're definitely ones who are hearing the voice of truth. Okay, so I'm going to get started talking about the 7th prayer watch right here and right now. The 7th prayer watch is a time of rest. It's a time of reflection. It's a time of intercession. It's a time of being in the presence, in that secret place, being in the heavenly places, and being in the presence of our Maker, our Creator, the name above all names. In Hebrew, the name above all names is Hashem. In the presence of our Maker, our Creator, the name above all names. In Hebrew, the name above all names is Hashem, Hashem. Regardless, whatever name or whatever language you have, we are nations, tribes, and tongues. So perhaps the name or words that you use may be a little different than others, and that is fine. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. All of us could be right at the same time and have a different name that we use for the Creator, the Maker. The one who sits high, as they say. They like to say sit high. So the sun is shining down upon. Just a quick glimpse at the sun right here, right now. We're under the open heavens. So we have been granted access because we have the keys to the kingdom, being those who have been created by the Most High El Elyon. And with all of that being said, what does it mean? So we are to use our voices so that we can command the morning and command the night, and so that we can declare and decree, make affirmations, proclamations, and everything else in between, as long as those words are words that are producing love and life. They have to be words of light, not words that are the opposite. They have to be those good, positive, sweet, encouraging, edifying, wonderful words, not negative words, not anger, not hatred, not bitterness, not unforgiveness or anything else of that, because that is not what we want to speak, and that's not where we want to be. However, many of us need. Thank you for joining in, Nina. Thank you for joining, Marlene. Thank you for joining in, Miran. Many of us need to come to the realization that all of us need to be cleansed and purified, washed, refined. That's right, cleansed and washed, purified and refined, because just like with your laundry, just like with your hair, your body, and everything else, we need to be continuously washed so that we don't have the filth and the contamination of that which is dirty, whether that's in the natural, the spiritual, or both. We have to have that continuously. It's not a one-time thing. It's not, every now and then. It is daily. Sometimes it's more than daily. Sometimes it is quite a few times a day. And that's fine, because have no guilt or shame about it, because we all need to be cleansed and purified. The birds have no shame about going to take a bath in the ocean several times a day to clean off, to cool off. So neither shall we. We will be free of all of those chains. So as I said, it's a time of reflection in the 7th watch, and all the watches are important, so we should always continuously be in a posture, in a place, in a position of prayer. Oh, this squirrel is so cute. The squirrel is just going about. The animals are so free. The angels are so free. And we need to break free of all the chains and all the bondage. So what we're going to do is we're going to come together and we're going to declare and decree. But first, before we do that, we're going to give all of this gratitude that we are to have inside of us, and all of this gratefulness and thankfulness to our Maker, our Creator, who is the one who gives us the ability to walk, talk, eat, drink, sleep, and everything else in between. And just because you may have some sleepless nights, that doesn't mean that you're not blessed. There are times when that happens. Sometimes that just means that your spirit is excited or something like that. It's not necessarily something that is not good. So don't let anyone tell you because you're not sleeping, you have insomnia or all this other stuff, and you've got all these issues. No, there's sometimes when actually that is a good thing, because the less you depend on sleep and the less you depend on the natural sustenance, that means that your spirit is being fed. So you might not need to sleep as much. You might not need to drink as much, even though we all should drink water, especially when we're in places that are hot and humid, and to avoid to be dehydrated. However, we should always depend on our Maker, our Creator, for everything, and not people, places, and things. It's not to say that people cannot be used as instruments and vessels. They always can be used. We should appreciate people and celebrate people. Yes, but we have to keep it in the right perspective. We have to understand that our power source is the Maker, the Creator of all, El Shaddai, or whatever name you call our Maker. Some people like to say God. Some people like to say El Elyon, El Shaddai, Adonai, Hashem, Jehovah, whatever, whomever. There is one creator, one. So we know that there is a creator who loves all of us, who created all of us, who has no plan, but good plans for us. Plans that will give us what we need for such a time as this, as we're getting ready to move into kayaks. Get ready, summertime. As we know, our ancestors were ones who observed the seasons and the times like no other. They were not into the calendar nor the clock. No. Our ancestors observed the seasons and the times, springtime, summertime, wintertime, or whatever other time there was back then. I don't know how many seasons it was. I wasn't there back then, but Stephanie, thank you for joining in. Connie, thank you for joining in. And everybody else. So we have to be sure that we're not allowing ourselves to become discouraged or disappointed or any of that. We always need to feed our spirit excellent spiritual food so that we can prosper, so that we can excel, so that we can encourage others, so that we can help others. Because all of us are here to do a divine assignment. All of us are here for a kingdom assignment, and we need to bless and help others. So with all of that being said, let's get started. We're going to declare and we're going to decree the victory today, because this is the victory season right here, right now. It's time to celebrate. It's time to be prosperous and wealthy and healthy. And what are the keys to that? What is the key? What are the keys? The keys is obedience to our Maker, our Creator, not to our mother and father. We should respect and honor our parents and others and not be disrespectful, but we are to always be sure that we are definitely ones who are humble and holy and righteous and living in purity. That's right. Clean and pure. We always want our hearts and our minds to be clean and pure. And we want our words to be loving and kind. Our words must be loving and kind and full of life. So we're going to declare and we're going to decree the victory today and then close out, and we'll come together at another time. And we'll talk more about the prayer watches and we'll talk more about wealth. But we're going to make some powerful declarations right here, right now, today in this seventh watch as it pertains to every nation, tribe, and tongue. Thank you for joining in, Elsa. Okay. We're going to come together. We're going to ask our Creator, our Maker, to forgive us first. We're going to ask for forgiveness, and then we're going to offer up a prayer of gratitude, and then we're going to close out and ask the Maker, the Creator, to give us divine instructions, face to face, eye to eye, however you want to call it. So we will know exactly what it is and where it is we are to be going and what we are to be doing. Because we want to be sure that we are following the right path. You could be doing something good, but it might not be the right thing at that time. You might not be in the right place at the right time with the right people. So be sure that you always have divine balance, because you don't want to be out of balance. When you're out of balance, that means you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel weary. You're gonna feel the weights. All righty, here we go. We're gonna look up to the heavens, and we're gonna thank our Maker, our Creator, and we are going to definitely ask, and we're going to receive what it is that we need. Because words are like seeds, so we have to receive it, and we have to speak words that are love producing, life producing, and words of light, and not words of darkness. For example, in case you may not understand what I'm talking about, or you might need clarification, You don't want to go about your day saying, I am sick, I am tired, I am poor, I am old, I am broke, I am poor, I don't have any money, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't da 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 da. That's the wrong way to speak forth the promises, the blessings, and all of the goodness into your life and others. You need to always speak words that are positive, even when it doesn't look like it's going to be a good outcome. Still, we can reverse it. So we're going to come into agreement today with our Creator, our Maker, and offer up a prayer of gratitude, because we always need to be thankful and grateful, and our hearts should always be overflowing with gratitude regardless of the external circumstances, because we know that favor, that's right, FAVOR, and grace and mercy and the supernatural is far beyond anything of this natural world. That's right. Oh, Adonai, our Maker, our Creator, we ask you to give us exactly what we need in this season right here and right now, so that we can complete those divine assignments. We thank you for every good and perfect gift. We thank you for shelter, clothing, food, transportation, and everything else that you have given us. We thank you for the ability to talk, walk, eat, drink, sleep, and everything else in between. For some people are not able to walk and talk. Some people are laid up in their homes and not able to walk or talk or see. Some are blind naturally, and some are in the hospital or some other places. And some people are so alone and lonely and discouraged. And today we want to thank you. We want to offer up this prayer of gratitude to you today, our Maker, our Creator, the name above all names. And we ask for divine instruction so that we complete all of the assignments you've given to us, so that we can complete it well, be in the right place at the right time, with the right people, with the right heart, the right mind, the right spirit, the right attitude, and being right in every sense of our being. We thank you for healing us, making us whole, new, and complete from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet. We thank you for supernatural provision and supernatural protection that you give to us. But we know that we don't have to beg for it. We know that we don't have to struggle for it. But we know that we do need to be obedient and humble, because that is the key to the victory, for us to be humble and obedient and kind and loving and compassionate. We thank you that you have given us the divine map so that we can do all things according to your divine plan and your divine design. We thank you for the dreams and the visions and the signs and the symbols and the visitations and divine encounters. We thank you for bringing divine connections and destiny helpers to come forth to help us and those around us. We thank you for breaking all the chains of addictions and afflictions. We thank you for breaking the chains of deception. We thank you for breaking the chain of fear. All the chains of fear, Brooke. We thank you for reversing every word curse that leads to darkness, death, destruction, disaster, division, discrimination, divorce, chaos, confusion, and everything else that is not our portion. We thank you for giving us hearts that are clean and pure, that we take nothing and nobody for granted. We thank you for removing anger, envy, jealousy, pride, ignorance, selfishness, unforgiveness, and everything else of that sort from us, and uprooting it from us so we don't have those roots or any traces of it within us. We thank you for giving us your love. We thank you for pouring out your love into us, your unconditional love to overflow. We thank you for giving us the capacity in our minds and hearts to love and think in agreement and in alignment with you for all the days of our lives. And we thank you for being one, the Holy One, who cares for each and every one of us. And we're so thankful. We're so grateful. We thank you that you're turning hearts and minds towards you. You're moving in our midst, dispersing warring angels and angelic assistance, angels with healings in the wings. We thank you that you're reminding us of those times where you showed us so many things that we didn't understand. You showed us so much that we couldn't explain because it was supernatural. So we thank you for giving us a spiritual mindset, giving us a spiritual mind so that we can embrace it, so that we can fathom it, and so that we don't get overwhelmed by what we see and hear in the natural or in the spiritual. And we thank you that you are in our midst. We thank you for giving us love, unconditional love. We thank you for giving us joy, shalom, compassion. We thank you for giving us peace. We thank you for giving us everything that we need for this life. That we allow you to lead and guide us. That we never allow ourselves to be slaves or robots or puppets, but we always yield to your commands and your commands alone, not to any person, not to any place, thing, or anything like that. We thank you for showing us the people that we need to be connected to and removing those who are not to be connected to. We thank you for closing the doors that need to be closed and opening up doors that need to be opened. We thank you for giving us the keys to wealth for our specific situation, for our family, for our nation, our tribe and tongue, for our region and territory. We thank you for making us better watchers on the wall so we will watch and pray consistently, constantly, persistently and constantly and consistently to pray the right prayers, the right way, to cry out for all people in every nation, tribe, and tongue, and for all of creation in every region and every territory. And we say thank you, and we say we are blessed to be a blessing. And to each and every one of you, you have greatness inside of you. Don't let anybody discourage you. Be encouraged, go forth, and use your gifts so that you can be prosperous. The keys to wealth, honestly, is not what anybody's mostly talking about today. They're going to ask you to give them a lot of money so they could try to make you rich or give you the keys to wealth. The way to get the keys to wealth is to go to the maker, the creator for yourself. Go to El Shaddai, and El Shaddai will bless you with more than enough, with abundance and overflow. Nobody can do it like El Shaddai. And when you get that supernatural provision, testify. When that supernatural provision comes to you, when you get that gold, that silver, the diamonds, the pearls, and everything else that comes with it, that you can't explain, that baffles other people, tell them that it was our maker, our creator, the Holy One who is invisible to the natural eyes. Desire always to know and hear the voice of truth, and to see our maker, our creator face to face. To know and hear the voice of truth, and to see our maker, our creator face to face. You don't need to go through another person to face. You don't need to go through another person to hear and see and know. Know for your slander, gossip,